very, very serious explaining to do here. Multiple terrible calls. First off, you have Contavious Caldwell-Pope flopping, just absolutely sagging. SAG award to Contavious Caldwell-Pope for that one. He just absolutely flopped, and they call it a foul. And then you have where Brogdon hit the shot that would have given us the lead, hits it, but they say that Sabonis was holding, I think it was Caldwell-Pope again, when he just had his arm like this on him. And Pope was running with Sabonis away from Brogdon. He was not preventing Pope from coming and guarding Brogdon. So it had no effect on him making that shot at all. So, and he wasn't holding, he had his arm like this. That's not holding him. He was running with Sabonis. How do you call that? How? And then at the end, the basket drops through. There's still 1 second left, and the refs are just like, nope. Nope, game over, because we want to go home. People might be saying, it's only 1 second. What if we got a steal and chucked up a shot? Got a steal under the basket and laid it up? Crazier things have happened. There's still a possibility. That's the whole point of stopping the clock and going. I've seen refs stop and review what time is left on the clock for much more hopeless situations than this. The refs just wanted to go home for this one. It was absolute stupidity at its finest. The refs' ineptitude was on full display, and Wizards fans loved it. They were chanting MVP for Montrezl Harrell. I'm sorry, but have you ever actually watched basketball before? Because Montrezl Harrell, he's a good player off the bench. He's a good backup center. Not an MVP. An MVP doesn't get completely swatted by Torrey Craig. An MVP doesn't get out-physicaled and constantly stopped by Miles Turner. An MVP doesn't hit Domantas Sabonis in the post. He's not an MVP. The fans in Washington are just as inept as the politicians that live in Washington, apparently. Washington, D.C., not Washington, the state, the district, the Washington, D.C., the district. But, yeah, the fans are just as inept as the politicians that live there, apparently. They're just as stupid, and they have just as terrible opinions as the politicians that live there. Because chanting MVP to Montrezl Harrell is like it's so stupid, it's hard to find a comparison. It's like me saying that Isaiah Rodgers should be an all-pro at cornerback after getting one interception against the Texans last week during that Colts game. That's a fair comparison, I think. And when you hear that, it makes your brain go numb from the stupidity. Well, that's what it felt like hearing Wizards fans chant MVP for Montrezl Harrell. I just don't... The stupidity knows no bounds. It's no, yeah. I don't even, yeah. That just, the pain I felt in my brain when I got a concussion, doesn't even come close from the pain my brain feels when I hear people chanting MVP for Montrezl Harrell. It, makes my brain go numb. It's, oh my goodness, that's just, out of all the terrible hot takes I've heard some really bad ones. That might be the worst. And that's saying something. It's like if I chanted MVP for Isaiah Thomas when he played like 4 games for the Nuggets a few years ago. That's just, oh man, that's just a stupidity level that that's just a new level that they've reached there in DC. That's just, oh my goodness. Like I compared the Hornets fans to Helen Keller because they can't evaluate basketball because clearly they're deaf, blind, and can't talk. So, I already made my comparison for the DC fans, I guess. Yeah. So let's get into the actual game part. Start off with Malcolm Brogdon. Malcolm, I do like that you hit that shot that would have given us that would have given us the lead there. That shot should have been called. That was just stupid. But still, some of his shot selection was just, it was utterly terrible, and yeah, that was just some of Malcolm Brogdon's shot selection was really really bad. Like, oh my, it was bad. Justin Holiday, he's a warrior. I mean, he didn't score a lot today. He was a bit inefficient, but he did hit some shots that helped us a lot with our momentum, and he played pretty well on defense. But he's a warrior because he was feeling injury in that tweaked ankle that he had, and he was still trying to play through it. Like he wasn't coming off the court until someone made him come off the court. So guys like that, I always have respect for. If you play through injury, you gotta have respect for that because not many guys in the NBA do that. Um, Chris Duarte had a pretty good game. He had like 18, 16 points, something like that. He was decent. He was pretty good on defense too. I enjoyed him. Just another great night from the rookie, continuing to build on his Rookie of the Year campaign. Miles Turner, oh my goodness, Miles Turner. 40-point game with 10 rebounds and 3 blocks. That's just beastly. That's just absolutely beastly. Domas still had like 28 points, uh, several rebounds, and he actually wasn't too bad on defense. So Domas, and he was getting knocked around all the time in the post and stuff. Domas takes so much contact. He takes so many hits. Like, he's one of the toughest players in the NBA, in my opinion. He's one of the all-stars that just gets no respect from the refs at all. Off the bench, it was nice to see Rick Carlisle actually go to a 10-man rotation. He put O'Shea Brissett and Brad Wanamaker out there. Why you're expanding your rotation to 10 men, and the 10th man you include is Brad Wanamaker? Really? Oh my. Whatever, I'm just glad to see O'Shea Brissett got some playing time. Didn't do much in it, but he got some playing time. He's just a bit rusty. Like, what do you expect? He's just a bit rusty, I guess. TJ McConnell did take a few bad shots, but he took a few good shots as well. Has improved on his three-point shooting visibly, and on defense was pretty solid. Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb. I don't like to hate on Jeremy Lamb too much because I do feel like he doesn't get enough credit for his offensive abilities because he's pretty good on offense. But on defense, his perimeter defense was so bad. Like, he was just letting guys through. He was just letting, like, he was on the perimeter and he would just open his hip and let a guy through to drive to the post. It's really bad. That was just atrocious. On offense, he was decent, but if you're going to be that bad on defense, you have to be at full offensive production to make up for it. And he was taking bad shots and just, honestly, I think some of his minutes should go to some other players who deserve it more. Yeah, that's all I have to say on this game. Just 2 games that we lost by a point. Only in this one was significantly more questionable because of the refs just being so bad at the end. We earned that win. but it's going to go down as a loss. We fought and we fought and we fought. And we had a pretty decent third quarter, too. We didn't start letting it go until the end. And then we fought back. Just to lose it by 1 point because the refs didn't want to see us win. Storyline should have been Pacers win while Miles Turner drops a 40-point game. Instead, the storyline is Wizards win and the refs are huge contributors to it. And the Pacers fight, but they come up short. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and at least tomorrow, you'll get a vlog because I'll be at the Pacers game, Pacers versus Heat. It's going to be interesting. I'm hoping that the Pacers come in supercharged and really angry and just go in with no respect to anyone. They've been on the road and the energy, they haven't had fan energy to feed off of. So I feel like once this team has some fan energy to feed off of, the momentum is going to be unstoppable. That's what I'm hoping for. See you guys next time.
You never see it coming.